The deep hum of the spacecraft thrummed through Alex Harper's bones as he peered through the cockpit window. Stars glittered like scattered diamonds against the velvet expanse of space, but one glowed brighter than the rest, Lumala. The planet was a swirl of vibrant emeralds and blues, the surface adorned with sprawling landscapes and glistening oceans. Yet it was the recent strange signals that beckoned him to explore. Approaching Lumala, the ship's AI announced, its voice smooth yet devoid of emotion. Initiating landing protocol. Thanks, AIA, Alex replied, barely paying attention. His heart raced with anticipation and apprehension alike. What do you think we'll find down there? He leaned back in the captain's chair, cheeks flushed with excitement. I'm programmed to ensure a safe landing, not to contemplate potential discoveries. However, preliminary scans indicate no signs of intelligent life, AIA responded, unfazed. Alex chuckled. Well, that means I'll have to make first contact. Maybe they just need a little music to break the ice. As the ship pierced through the atmosphere, a riot of colors exploded across the viewport. He felt a rush of adrenaline as the landscape rushed up to meet him. He gripped the controls tightly, maneuvering the ship with a practiced ease and landing on a flat expanse dotted with sparkling blue flora. The door opened with a hiss, revealing a world awash in otherworldly beauty. The air was rich with the sense of blooming plants. Alex stepped out, taking a deep breath and feeling the weight of his space suit pressing against him as he gazed around. Looks alive, he murmured to himself, marveling at the vibrant flowers that swayed gently, seemingly in synchrony with an unheard rhythm. The landscape was dotted with towering trees, their trunks glowing softly in the dim light. Commencing environmental scan, AIA chimed in, though Alex barely heard it. His attention was drawn to a soft movement nearby. Hello, he called out, his voice echoing slightly against the stillness. A figure emerged from the foliage, a woman with shimmering skin, hues of violet and green blending seamlessly. Her long hair, resembling cascading petals, flowed around her shoulders like a gentle waterfall. Alex's heart skipped a beat. Who are you? She asked, tilting her head, her voice melodic like wind chimes. I'm Alex. A human explorer from Earth, he introduced himself, extending a hand cautiously. What's your name? Elora, she replied, a hint of curiosity glimmering in her eyes. She approached slowly, the aura around her shimmering with iridescent colors. Hesitantly, she reached out, brushing her fingers against his. Explorer? What is that? I travel between planets looking for new forms of life and, well, adventure, Alex explained, noting her fascination. What do you do here? Elora glanced around as if acknowledging her own solitude. I wait for a song that can bring back life. This planet used to sing, you know? Now it's quiet. His brow furrowed. Wait, a song? What do you mean? There are songs that can call forth the flora to make them dance and shimmer. It is how we celebrated life here, Elora explained softly, her gaze turning wistful. But now the songs are lost. Alex's heart sank at the mention of loss. Maybe I could help? Help? Elora questioned, her curiosity piqued. Yeah. I play guitar back home, Alex said, attempting to ignite their shared enthusiasm. I could play something. Maybe it could stir something in the plants again. Elora's expression shifted from doubt to intrigue. A guitar? This is a musical instrument. Exactly. Would you like to hear it? Without waiting for an answer, he unstrapped his guitar from his back, the worn wood familiar in his hands. Elora stepped back, entranced. Yes. I would like that. As Alex strummed the first chords, a sense of magic filled the air. He played a melody that flowed from his heart, inspired by Earth's expansive sky and roaring oceans. Each note resonated through the clearing, making the air shimmer. When he finished, he noticed Elora's eyes wide with wonder. Wow, she whispered. It's beautiful. Your music feels alive. Thanks. It's just something I learned over the years, he replied, a grin spreading across his face. Elora stepped closer, her glowing skin illuminating the dim light around them. Can you play more? Of course, he said, leaning back and diving into another tune. As he played, he sensed an energy shifting in the atmosphere. The flowers began to sway delicately, their colors pulsating with each strum. This is incredible. Elora laughed, a sound like tinkling bells echoing around them. They shared carefree laughter for what felt like hours, weaving a connection through music under Lumala's strange twilight. As Alex played, he noticed Elora inching closer, her fascination turning into an undeniable chemistry. Can I try? Elora asked, glancing at the guitar with a mix of eagerness and hesitation. Sure. Here, let me show you, he urged, handing her the instrument. She gently plucked a few strings, producing a sound reminiscent of wind rushing through leaves. It's not easy, she admitted, frowning slightly. You'll pick it up in no time. Just feel it, Alex encouraged. Let's try together. Ellora's eyes sparkled and they began to blend their sounds. He guided her through basic chords, their fingers brushing against each other atop the strings, igniting a flicker of electricity between them. This is amazing, she breathed, her concentration breaking into a sincere smile. There's music in me. There sure is. Alex replied, feeling an unexpected warmth in his chest. Their eyes locked momentarily, tension swirling like the colors around them. The fleeting silence stretched between them as they stood so close, sharing the intimacy of a moment filled with music and wonder. Before he knew it, a sense of longing tugged at his heart. He wanted to reach out, to take her hand, to lean closer. Their shared laughter faded into a soft breath of silence. But before he could act, Ellora blinked, stepping back shyly. Perhaps we play again another time? She suggested, her voice softening as her cheeks flushed with color. Definitely. I'd love that. Alex grinned, laughing nervously, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting shadows across the vibrant landscape. They shared one last look. The promise of more laughter and music hung in the air, a thread weaving their worlds together. A new beginning forged in harmony. In that moment, connected by music, the planet breathed around them, waiting for the melodies to continue, silently signaling a change that had only just begun. Chapter 2. A World of Silence. The morning sun bathed Lumala in a golden light, highlighting the vibrant colors of the landscape. Alex stepped outside his ship, feeling invigorated by the planet's energy. He glanced around at the sparkling flora that had danced to his music just the night before. The air felt different today, more electric, as if the planet itself were alive, anticipating something. "Good morning, AIA," he said, a smile on his face. "Any new updates?" Environmental scans remain the same. However, scans indicate a rise in bioactivity in the vicinity you visited last night. The AI replied matter-of-factly. "That's promising," he murmured, excitement bubbling in his chest. I think I want to find Ellora." He set off deeper into the lush greenery, the sounds of distant rustling and whispers guiding him. He could hardly wait to share his enthusiasm with her, to see the wonder in her eyes when he spoke of the remarkable things he had felt and witnessed. As he approached a glade, he spotted Ellora seated among the blooming flowers, her eyes softly closed and her face turned toward the sky. The colors around her shimmered in response to the gentle breeze, and Alex couldn't help but admire the sight. "Ellora," he called out, his voice ringing through the tranquil space. She opened her eyes, glowing under the morning light. "Alex," she said, rising gracefully and approaching him. "You are here early today. I couldn't wait to see you. I felt a connection with this place after last night," he explained, gesturing around them. "And I wanted to share it with you." Ellora's smile widened, radiating warmth. "The planet remembers your song, you know? I felt it in the air. It has awakened some of my people's memories." "People?" Alex asked, curious. "You mentioned before about waiting for a song. What happened to them?" Her expression shifted slightly, a cloud passing over her features. "Long ago, my people thrived here. We lived in harmony with the land, our music resonating with the rhythm of nature. But when the silence fell, I was left behind. I am the last of my kind." "I'm so sorry," Alex said, feeling the weight of her words. "I can't imagine how lonely that must be." "Loneliness is a shadow I have learned to dance with," she replied, her eyes glimmering with unshed emotions. "But now with you, I feel less alone." "That's beautiful." He hesitated, wanting to comfort her. "What if we could find a way to bring music back? To revive the harmony?" "You dream boldly, Alex," Ellora said, her voice laced with both admiration and doubt. "But how?" "I have some ideas," Alex exclaimed, his excitement bubbling over. "What if we create new songs together? I can teach you more about music and we can explore what your people used to do." Ellora's eyes sparkled with intrigue. "Like a collaboration?" "Exactly. Think about it, we could create something unique," he said, clenching his fists in enthusiasm. "And maybe it could echo across the planet. We can call the plants to dance again and even find ways to communicate with the essence of Lumala." Ellora considered his words, her expression shifting from skepticism to contemplation. "It sounds risky, but I trust you, Alex. Show me." "Great. Let's start with something simple," he said, lifting his guitar from his back. First, I'll teach you a few chords. He sat on a mossy log and Elora joined him, watching intently as he demonstrated the strumming patterns. This is a G chord, he said, placing his fingers on the strings. Elora mimicked him, her delicate fingers stumbling over the strings at first. It sounds different with my touch, she observed, a hint of confusion in her voice. Yes, but that's the magic of music. Every person, every being has their own rhythm and style, he encouraged. Just let yourself feel it. With each passing moment, Elora grew more comfortable. The two of them laughed as she struggled to form the chords, her frown quickly turning to delight with each note that rang true. I think I'm getting it. Elora beamed, confidence blossoming in her voice. Absolutely, Alex said, dedicating his focus to her. Now let's try combining it with something familiar. How about creating a simple melody together? Elora nodded thoughtfully, her eyes shining with determination. What about starting with your song from last night? It was enchanting. Good idea. Let's build off that. With that, they worked side by side, weaving their sounds into a unique blend. Elora's notes thrilled with the planet's essence, while Alex's rhythms provided the foundation, creating an experience that felt like a conversation. Listen, Alex said, stopping suddenly as he listened to the sounds around them. Can you hear that? Elora paused, tilting her head. What do you mean? I think the flora is responding. Look. He pointed excitedly as the flowers around them began to sway gently, colors shifting like waves. It's beautiful, Elora breathed, her voice barely a whisper. They seem to dance with us. Yes, he replied, sensitivity rising in his veins as the energy enveloped them. It's like they're alive, joining in the celebration. With renewed spirits, they continued experimenting with melodies, laughter ringing freely in the glade. Elora began to hum softly, a sweet sound that perfectly matched the vibrant pulse of the flowers. Alex strummed along, their harmonies entwining in a delicate spiral that echoed through the clearing. Time drifted away, their world narrowing to just the two of them and their music. Finally, after a long session of creativity, they paused, breathless from their work. That was incredible, Alex said, leaning back against the log, panting slightly. I've never felt music this alive before. Elora's eyes beamed with joy, mirroring his excitement. You've taught me so much already. It feels like the planet is rejoicing with us. I'm glad we're doing this together, he said genuinely. I think we're making something even more beautiful than I imagined. Together, we may rekindle dreams that were thought to be lost, Elora replied, her voice softening. As the sun began to dip lower, casting long shadows, Alex realized how much more he wanted to explore, not just the music, but their connection as well. Something deep inside him, a stirring longing, urged him forward. Elora, he began tentatively, would you like to? I don't know, go on an adventure beyond this glade? Maybe explore the forests? There is so much more we could discover together. Her eyes lit up and she smiled brightly. I would love that. Show me your world and I will show you mine. Deal? Alex said, feeling a rush of excitement flow through him. As they packed up the guitar and prepared to venture deeper into the wilderness, there was a shared sense of possibility, a thread forged between two disparate worlds, growing ever stronger in the lush embrace of Lumala. Chapter 3, The Song of Hope. As Alex and Elora ventured deeper into the heart of Lumala, the landscape shifted dramatically around them. Towering trees twisted toward the sky, their trunks shimmering with iridescent patterns. Vines draped from branches like strands of silk, glistening with dew. The air buzzed with the sounds of unseen creatures, and every corner seemed to hold a new surprise. Look at that. Elora pointed to a cluster of bright, luminescent flowers that bloomed in shimmering hues of purple and gold. They swayed gently in the breeze, almost dancing. They're beautiful, Alex said in awe. Do you think they respond to music? Let's find out. Elora said, taking a few steps toward the flowers. She gestured for Alex to follow her. Play something. With a grin, Alex pulled out his guitar and positioned himself amid the vibrant flora. Okay, how about a simple tune? He strummed a light melody, letting the rhythm float through the air. To his astonishment, the flowers began to pulse in time with the music, colors changing in harmony with every note. Elora twirled in delight, her laughter mingling with the melody. See? You were right. Alex exclaimed, feeling exhilarated. They're responding. It's like they were waiting for us, Elora said, her voice full of wonder as she reached out to touch a bloom. As she did, the flower unfurled, revealing delicate petals that glimmered with a soft, internal light. Its brightness pulsed steadily, matching the rhythm of Alex's playing. This is amazing. Alex could hardly contain his excitement. He played a more complex chord progression and the flowers reacted more intensely, their blooms opening and closing in a choreographed display. Let's try something different, Elora suggested, her eyes sparkling with inspiration. Maybe we can create a song that corresponds to your melody? Great idea. What do you have in mind? He asked, eager to collaborate. Elora thought for a moment, then nodded decisively. I can sing a melody that rises and falls like the breeze we feel around us, soft, gentle, and dancing. Let's do it, he encouraged. I'll start off, and when you're ready, you jump in with your voice. Alex played a soothing backdrop, allowing his melody to flow like water. He felt the environment around them, the energy shifting as if it too were waiting for her voice. After a few bars, Elora took a deep breath and began to sing. Her voice was ethereal, floating through the air like a wisp of smoke. It wrapped around his guitar notes, weaving in and out, creating a tapestry of sound that had never existed before. This is incredible, Alex whispered, completely captivated. As she sang, a gentle breeze picked up, swirling around them. The flowers responded, their luminescence glowing brighter than ever and dancing as if held by unseen strings. Elora twirled gracefully, her laughter bubbling forth as she lost herself in the moment. I feel it, Alex. It's like we're part of something much bigger than ourselves, she exclaimed, her joy infectious. Exactly, he agreed, his fingers dancing over the strings. We're not just making music, we're resonating with Lumala itself. They continued to create, losing track of time as the sun arched overhead. After a while, Elora gestured towards a nearby grove filled with vibrant, glowing fruits hanging from branches. What if we combine this with our song, she said, eyes bright with enthusiasm. Let's have them join in too. Good idea. How do we even start? Alex asked, intrigued. We could imitate the sounds of their growth and ripening, she suggested. We'll sing about their flourishing. With a soft smile, Alex nodded. All right, let's do it. You lead and I'll follow. Elora closed her eyes and allowed her intuition to flow. She started humming a tune, one that echoed the natural world around them. Alex followed her lead, matching her rhythm as they blended their voices together. As they experimented, something amazing happened. The fruits began to shimmer, their color intensifying with each note. It was as if their song awakened the very essence of the grove. Look at them. Alex shouted with glee. They're responding. Yes. Just like the flowers, she exclaimed, her excitement spilling over. Let's give them a big finish. With a synchronized burst of energy, they sang with all their might, pouring their hearts into a final crescendo. The grove erupted in a radiant light, fruits vibrating as they ripened and fell to the ground, creating a gentle rain of glowing orbs. Wow, Alex breathed, overwhelmed by the beauty of it all. We did that. Elora spun in pure joy, her laughter echoing through the grove. We created something new. A symphony of life. As the echoes of their music faded, they looked around, marveling at the vibrant colors and sounds of Lumala, now alive with energy. The grove of fruits shimmered like stars fallen from the sky, and every plant around them seemed to acknowledge their presence. What should we do with these? Alex asked, picking up one of the glowing fruits. They looked delicious. Elora smiled with delight. Let's eat them. We may discover another secret about Lumala. Together, they sat among the fallen fruits, sharing bites of the sweet, juicy orbs. Alex was surprised by how flavorful they were, combining tastes he'd never experienced before. They're amazing, he exclaimed, wiping the juice from his chin. Nature provides in abundance here. It always has, Elora replied with a twinkle in her eye. And now we have to give back. Like by continuing our music? He suggested, nodding toward the grove. Yes. Let our songs reach every corner of Lumala. We can create a festival of sound and color. Her enthusiasm was infectious, igniting a fire within him. I'm all in. Imagine what it would be like to fill this planet with excitement and purpose. They packed up their things and journeyed on, hand in hand, their laughter cascading through the vibrant landscapes of Lumala. As they ventured further into the planet's heart, conversations flowed freely, punctuated by bursts of laughter and music that intertwined with the melodies of their surroundings. With each step, they felt their bond strengthen and the world around them pulse with life, ready to awaken in harmony. In that moment, amid the melody of Lumala, Alex felt something pivotal was shifting. It was more than a collaboration. It was a connection deepening between two souls against the backdrop of a vibrant world. And together they would make magic happen, one note at a time. Chapter 4, Resonance. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting a warm glow across Lumala, Alex and Elora found themselves standing at the edge of a vast expanse of shimmering, bioluminescent grass. The landscape was transforming, colors deepening into rich blues and purples, inviting them to explore. Look at this place, Alex said, gazing around in awe. It feels magical. Can you feel it, Elora? Yes, she replied, her voice barely above a whisper, filled with wonder. It's as if Lumala is alive and breathing with us. Let's make the most of it, he suggested, lifting his guitar from his back. What if we create a new song right here, right now? Ellora's eyes lit up, excitement bubbling within her. Yes, a song for the night. Something that would resonate through the trees and dance with the stars. Okay, let's draw from this beauty. He strummed a light melody, letting the music flow as freely as the gentle breeze that swirled around them. Ellora closed her eyes, letting the notes wash over her. Slowly, she stepped closer, her voice rising delicately as she joined him with a soft hum. The combination of his chords and her melody merged seamlessly, filling the atmosphere with a tender intimacy. Keep going, Alex encouraged, feeling their music carry against the backdrop of the vibrant landscape. That's it. Ellora's melody blossomed, rising higher. It feels like the stars are listening, she said, her passion evident in every note. He watched her, enraptured by her energy. This is more than just music, you know? We're giving life back to Lumala. Yes, our song will fill the space where silence once reigned, Ellora replied, her eyes sparkling with determination. In that moment, Alex realized how deeply he wanted to connect. Not just with Lumala but also with her. I want to keep doing this with you. I want to explore everything together, he confessed suddenly, the warmth in his chest spreading. Together? Ellora echoed, her cheeks flushing slightly. You inspire me, Alex. This music we create is a reflection of our bond. With a burst of inspiration, Alex shifted into a powerful riff, the strum echoing through the air like thunder. The bioluminescent grass swayed in rhythm, lighting up with vibrant colors. Stronger, more, she urged, twirling in place, her laughter carrying on the wind. He let the melody soar, feeling the world around them react. The ground beneath them pulsed with energy, and the silhouettes of the trees seemed to sway in harmony with their song. Let's take it even further. If we're making this a true celebration, let's invite the land to join us. What do you mean? Ellora asked, her curiosity piqued. Maybe we can call the creatures here, too. They might join in. Ellora's eyes widened with excitement. Yes, let's harmonize with the wildlife. This land deserves to sing. All right, let's create a chorus, he declared, strumming again, adjusting his chords to something more inviting, more joyful. Ellora began to hum a soft, inviting refrain, almost like a call to the creatures of Lumala. Come dance with us, she sang, weaving her voice into his notes. As if responding to their invitation, the sound of rustling leaves filled the air, and a flock of vividly colored birds swooped from the trees, chirping in melodic harmony. Look, Alex pointed, his eyes wide with amazement. They're joining us. Ellora laughed, her joy infectious. This is incredible. Keep going. With renewed energy, they played their song, their laughter mingling with the notes as the birds circled around them, creating a spectacle of color and sound. Let's add something special, Ellora suggested, her voice animated with creativity. Like what? He asked, intrigued. What if we incorporate the sounds of the land, the rhythm of the wind, the gurgle of water? Great idea. We should find a stream. Ellora clasped her hands in exhilaration. Yes, there's a river nearby. Come on. They ran toward the sound of flowing water, laughter trailing behind them like the birds above. As they reached the riverbank, Alex surveyed the scene, the water sparkling under the fading light. Here, let's create our own natural orchestra, he said, kneeling by the edge of the stream. Ellora, can you sing while I experiment with the water? Ellora nodded, the excitement in her eyes mirrored in her smile. Absolutely. Let's make it resonate. He dipped his hand into the cool water and began to splash rhythmically, creating a gentle, percussive sound. It blended beautifully with the melody Ellora was weaving in the air. As she sang, her voice danced alongside the water's playful rhythms, creating an enchanting soundscape that wrapped around them. Can you teach me how to do water sounds? She asked, her enthusiasm palpable. I want to join in. Of course. Here. Splash like this. Alex demonstrated, leading her through playful rhythms. Elora laughed at the splashes, mimicking him with glee. Slowly, she began to catch on, mixing her splashes with her voice to create a delightful symphony. This feels so free, Elora said, eyes alight with joy. It's like we're part of Lumala. It's beautiful, he agreed, completely captivated. You're amazing at this. As the sun lowered, the sky took on deeper shades of crimson and violet, casting a magical glow over the landscape. Let's take a moment to appreciate this, Elora suggested, her voice softening. The beauty of what we've created together. Alex nodded, letting the sounds of their environment fill the silence. The river sang of tranquility, and the evening breeze carried their joyous notes in a gentle embrace. I'm really glad you're here, he admitted, feeling a warm flutter in his chest. I can't imagine doing this without you. Neither can I, she replied, her eyes locked onto his, radiating warmth. You've brought so much joy back into my life. Here's to more songs, he said, raising his guitar gently in the air, a playful gesture. And many more memories. To us. Elora echoed, her laughter ringing like music through the air. With that, they resumed their improvisation, their sounds echoing into the twilight, beckoning every creature on Lumala to join the celebration they had created together. As night fell and stars began to twinkle above them, Alex felt a deep sense of connection not just to Elora but to the very essence of Lumala itself. It was a moment frozen in time, filled with laughter, music, and the promise of a new dawn, one filled with endless possibilities and uncharted adventures. Chapter 5, A New Dawn. As the first light of dawn broke over Lumala, Alex and Elora stood side by side on a hilltop watching the sun rise. The world beneath them seemed to awaken slowly, colors bleeding into the sky while the sounds of the night faded into a soft whisper. Every morning feels like a fresh start here, Alex said, taking a deep breath, the air infused with the scents of blooming flowers. It's beautiful. Elora leaned against him, her warmth seeping into his side. It is. Just as our music brings life, so does the sun each day. He turned to her, a thoughtful expression on his face. You know, we've shared so much together in a short time. It feels like we're really becoming partners in a way. Partners, Elora repeated, her smile brightening. Yes, like the notes of a song blending seamlessly. I feel more alive every moment we share. Speaking of which, I was thinking about our music and the creatures we called last night, Alex began, excitement bubbling inside him. What if we took this further? We could organize a real celebration, a festival where everyone can contribute their sounds, not just us. I love that idea. Elora's eyes widened with enthusiasm. We can invite all the creatures, the plants, and whoever else we find. It could be a magnificent gathering. You could do that with your singing, Alex suggested. You've already created such beautiful melodies. Imagine how they could all come together in one grand song. Let's do it. We need to spread the word. I'll gather the plants and the creatures while you play the guitar and invite everyone to join in. Cool. We can teach them the songs we've made, he said, envisioning the festival. Let's start organizing. They began to brainstorm as they walked through the awakening landscape. Alex outlined the plan, detailing how they could arrange various areas for different performances, one for singing, one for instruments, and a space for spontaneous creations. Let's go to the grove we played in yesterday, Elora suggested, pointing to the distance. It felt so alive there. It'll give us a great foundation. After a short trek, they arrived at the grove, still shimmering with remnants of last night's energy. The flowers were waking once more, and Alex plucked his guitar from his back, playing a gentle tune as Elora danced around, her laughter ringing through the trees. Let's practice our call. Elora called out, twirling gracefully, her excitement evident in every step. We can signal the creatures to come. Okay. Let's make a melody that we can use each day, Alex agreed, feeling energized. Something that's easy to remember. With that, they began to create a new song, something simple yet inviting, a melody that would resonate through the air. As they played, Elora added her own unique notes, creating a harmonious blend that filled the grove with life. Suddenly, Alex paused. What if we use a local, traditional instrument? Can you show me? Elora raised an eyebrow. Definitely. Let's find something in the grove, he said, scanning their surroundings. Not far off, he spotted a peculiar-looking branch with vines curling around it. What about this? Elora approached and examined it closely. It looks like it could work. Is it strong enough? Let's give it a try. We can turn it into a string instrument, something simple. He started to strip the vines and shape the branch. With enthusiasm, Elora joined in, gathering fallen vines and flowers to craft the instrument alongside Alex. They laughed and chatted as they worked, their voices mingling in the fresh morning air. "What do you think?" he asked, handing her the improvised instrument once they had fashioned it. Elora took it delicately, her eyes lighting up with excitement. "This is wonderful. It's alive, just like Lumala." "Okay, now let's play it," Alex encouraged, positioning his guitar next to her. Elora attempted to strum the makeshift instrument, making a high-pitched twang that reverberated through the air. "It's a little difficult," she admitted, laughing. "You'll get the hang of it," he reassured her. "Let's do it together." They found a rhythm, their sounds intertwining, and together they began to play their new song, their invitation to the world. With each note, Alex felt a growing excitement about the festival they'd create. "Think of all the creatures we can invite," Elora said, her eyes gleaming. "There are bound to be more out there. We'll form a community of sound." "Yes. And with that, we can teach everyone to join in," Alex replied, beaming with anticipation. After a few more minutes of experimenting and creating, they took a moment to rest, lying back in the grass and watching the clouds drift by above them. "I still can't believe we're doing this," Elora said, her voice soft and contemplative. "One moment I was in solitude, and now I have you and the potential of this festival." Alex turned his head to look at her. "You deserve to have this joy. Lumala deserves to be alive with music again. And I need you to make it happen. Together, we'll bring a new era to this land," she replied, turning her gaze to him. "Your presence here has awakened so much." He crept into Alex's cheeks. "Thanks, Elora. You've shown me an entirely different world. I never thought I'd feel this connected to anything, let alone someone." "Neither did I. It feels right," she said softly, drawing closer to him. "We share a rhythm that transcends our worlds." As they locked eyes, an unspoken understanding passed between them. In that moment, it felt as if everything fell silent, except for the soft rustling of the grass and the distant songs of awakening creatures. "I want to protect this bond we've created," Alex said, his voice sincere. "I never want it to fade." "Promise me you won't," Elora said, her expression earnest. "I promise," Alex said softly. "We're in this together, now and always." "I believe you," she replied, her gaze steady and sure. "Let's start reaching out to invite everyone to this festival. We'll make a community." With determination, they stood up, filled with purpose. They began to walk through the grove, calling out sounds and melodies to spark the interest of the creatures surrounding them. "Can you hear me?" Elora called into the trees. "Join us for a celebration." Alex joined in, strumming his guitar, blending their voices into one harmonious call. As insects danced around them and colors intensified, they felt the heartbeat of Lumala resonate deep within. With every melody and note, they wandered, spreading their song across the landscape, welcoming every life form to join their joyous union. Together, they were not just creators of music but catalysts for a celebration bound to reverberate in the hearts of Lumala and beyond. As the sun climbed higher, illuminating the land in golden light, Alex and Elora forged forward, ready to understand and embrace all that Lumala offered. They were united not just by music, but by an adventure that promised growth, connection, and an endless symphony of life.